Hey everybody, now that we understand the word undefined in mathematics, let's talk about it related to a rational expression. So again, we just learned undefined means if your denominator of your fraction is 0. And we learned you cannot divide by 0 because it doesn't make sense. Now, because we're dealing with algebra expressions, algebra uses variables, letters, that stand in the place of numbers. So now here we have an issue because now we're dealing with rational expressions, which are fractions. And if your variable is in the denominator of your fraction, you have to now come out and state what value that variable cannot be. So what this is called is placing a restriction on your expression. When they ask you what is the restriction on your expression, they're talking about an expression that is a fraction, and they're talking about looking at the denominator, because we just learned what can the denominator of a fraction never be. It can never be the number 0, because if the denominator is 0, we cannot divide by 0, and we couldn't proceed with our calculation. So take a look at the PowerPoint and let's go through this slowly. I have an expression, x plus 1 divided by x plus 3. It's a rational expression. It's a fraction. Now, it's not an equation because there's no equal sign. So I'm not asking you to solve this. I am asking you to tell me what value of x is the restriction. What number, if you substitute in for x, will make this fraction have no value, will make this fraction undefined. So that's what it means when it says state the restrictions, okay? We want to come through and state what value of x would make the expression undefined. Now, when you hear the word undefined, you only are looking at the denominator of the fraction. So I couldn't care less about the numerator, x plus 1. I'm looking at the denominator, x plus 3. And I'm asking you, what number would you replace x with that if you added the 3 would make 0? Because whatever number you could replace x with and add it to 3 that makes 0 could not happen. That can't be what x is. So everybody, we can do this in our head. What do you add to 3 that would make 0? Very good. The additive inverse, negative 3. So you would say x equals negative 3 is the value that makes that fraction undefined. That is what we're going to be calling the restriction. That's telling us right up front that x cannot be the number negative 3, because if x was the number negative 3 and you substituted that in the denominator, negative 3 plus 3 would put in the denominator 0, and then you'd be stuck because you just learned you can't divide by 0. So the moral of the story is, when I ask you about the restriction of a fraction, I'm asking you about the denominator. And I'm specifically asking you what number would you substitute in the denominator that would make it become 0. And that number then, the variable cannot be. Okay, let's look at our next expression. X minus 17 divided by 5. Now remember, these are expressions. They're not equations. There's no equal sign. So I'm not asking you to solve. I'm not asking you to get an answer for x. I'm asking you to state the restriction, to tell me what number x cannot be. That's what I'm asking you. Again, when I ask for you the restriction, I'm talking about the concept of undefined. And undefined means what number makes the denominator become 0. So when we talk about the restriction or undefined, we're talking about just the denominator of the fraction. So look at my fraction, x minus 17 over 5. What's the denominator, people? It's 5. There's no variable down there. Does it make sense in real life to ask you to divide something into 5 groups? Yes. So for this fraction, there is no restriction on x. X can be any number you want because the denominator is always going to be a 5. And we can always divide anything in real life into 5 groups. So we would say for this one, there is no restriction. The rational expression will always be defined for all values of x. That means x can be any number. Okay, let's talk more about this concept in the next video.